There's a war going on inside you, a quiet war, one with no smoke, no sirens, just a constant pull between who you are and who you could be. Every day, a battle is fought between the voice that says, "Stay safe, stay small," and the one that whispers, "There's more in you, and it's time." But the battlefield isn't out there. It's not the economy, your past, or your circumstances. It's your mind, and until you train it, until you master it, you will keep falling into the same traps of distraction, hesitation, fear, and comfort. Because nothing changes until you change the way you think. You want relentless success. Then you need a relentless mind. You need to unlearn everything that taught you to play it safe. You need to burn the blueprint handed to you by people who settled. Because the truth is, no one drifts into greatness. No one stumbles into purpose. Success doesn't respond to good intentions. It responds to preparation, to repetition, to mental conditioning. This isn't about ego. It's about ownership. Henry Ford didn't wait for someone to invent the future. He built it in his head first. Thomas Edison, he didn't just invent the light bulb. He outlasted doubt 10,000 times. Because his belief outpaced his fear. Winners don't win because they're lucky. They win because they train like it's war. They train their focus. They train their emotions. They train their habits, because habits are the armor of the successful. But let's get one thing clear. Training your mind is not some feel-good ritual you do once. It's a daily battle. You train when you're tired. You train when no one claps. You train when the world says, "Take a break," and your spirit says, "We're not done yet." Because discipline isn't a mood. It's a decision made over and over until it becomes who you are. Your mind is a muscle. And if you don't strengthen it, it weakens. If you don't direct it, it drifts. If you don't command it, it obeys whatever voice is loudest. And the loudest voice is usually the one saying, "Quit." That voice doesn't want growth. It wants comfort, familiarity, the illusion of safety. But safety never built anything worth remembering. It never led a revolution. It never launched an idea, rewrote a destiny, or turned a name into a legacy. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you trained your thoughts to serve you? When was the last time you looked your fear in the eye and said, "You don't get to lead anymore"? When was the last time you decided, not hoped, not wished, but decided to become the person you know you're meant to be? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, good. Growth always begins in discomfort. You don't attract success by chasing outcomes. You attract it by becoming the kind of person who commands it. The kind of person who wakes up early, even when there's no applause. Who chooses action over excuses? Who builds focus like a fortress? Who leads with clarity when others hide behind confusion? You don't wait for motivation. You train for movement. You want a better life? Then train your mind to see beyond today, to lock in on the long game, to fight for what matters even when the results are nowhere in sight. You train it to replace comparison with concentration, fear with fire, distraction with direction, because clarity is not something you find. It's something you create through repetition, reflection, and relentless action. There's a version of you that doesn't flinch under pressure, a version of you that doesn't need permission to speak, to build, to lead. That version isn't fiction. It's the consequence of your training. And every day you skip it, that version fades. But every day you choose it. Every day you put in the reps, the focus, the fire. That version sharpens, strengthens, takes over. You weren't born to repeat. You were born to rise, to take the chaos in your life and turn it into order, to take uncertainty and transform it into strategy, to take pain and forge purpose. But none of that happens by chance. It happens when you train your mind like your life depends on it, because in many ways, it does. Your mind is the gatekeeper to every goal you've ever written down. It's the starting point for every comeback, every breakthrough, every victory still waiting to be claimed. So stop waiting for the right time. Train now, because a trained mind becomes a relentless force. And relentless minds, they don't hope for success, they create it.